Hello, everyone. I'm offering something different today. I've been really aware of how much our frequency affects our overall our well-being, our relationship to life, but also the way in which we manifest in the world. That everything comes to us as a frequency match. We've spoken of in the Rose journey about the fact that the heart holds a spectrum of vibration, and that is your attractor factor. It holds the impulse for the people and the experiences and the opportunities that we might um, find in our journey of life. So today I'm going to work a mandala of love for anyone that is drawn to listen to this recording and explore how the roses work with us at a frequency level, how they connect with us and are really effortlessly and easily guiding us on a journey home to ourselves, the deepest aspect of ourselves. So this mandala of love is for our optimized inner alignment that brings us into heart coherence. It brings us into a field of optimized manifestation of health, wealth, and relationships. So I hope that you're going to find this an interesting process. The Mandalas of Love is a way of working that has come to me through the work with the roses. And then once the rose dragons came along, I realized that they were sort of topping and tailing, if you like, the original 7 levels of the Rose Oracle. And they were upshifting the frequency an octave. It was really palpable for those, for myself, and for those that have been working with the roses for some time now. That something is shifting that is bringing them into a frequency alignment as a way of working for this time. Now, the mandalas of love work both for us at a physical level, a soul level, but also with our spaces and also with places on the earth where there has been trauma and conflict. So they are coming in as multi-layered change agents, I'm hearing as I'm sharing this. And so what are they changing? Well, they're changing the frequency. They're changing the frequency alignment. And so the best way of experiencing the mandalas and the roses is for me to offer this session, which is not dissimilar to what I would be offering as a personal one-to-one Mandalas of Love session, other than, of course, it would be much more perfectly attuned for your particular um, calling at this time. But what I'm working with are the charts that come specifically for the Mandalas of Love, which are 9 rose windows on the soul, which are the 9 levels of the roses and the rose dragon work. And I'm also working with a master dowsing chart because the process is working with my trusty pendulum. It's a Vogel crystal pendulum with a moldavite connected to it. But to be honest, any pendulum will work that you feel attuned to. You know, pendulum is a sacred tool, and so this, for those of you that may be aware of Raymond Grace's work, he works with a bullet on a chain. So being, sensitive as to what the pendulum is comes with the refinement of how you're working and what you're choosing to work with. I've got several pendulums I use for different tools, but a pendulum is part of the work. And yes. Anyway, I just invite you to see what this process is and how you find it. And let's see where we go. So I'm just checking in with the pendulum, which I always do to start with, just to make sure that I have right alignment to do this process. In a lot of ways, the joy of working with a pendulum is the fact that it takes me out of the equation. All that I'm doing is acting as a vessel for my higher soul self and my connection to the roses to ask, as I will be, the guidance of the roses, the guidance of the consciousness of the roses that can be guides, way showers, and uplifters in this time of great change on planet Earth. It's very useful to have tools in our tool bag for life that we can turn to assist us. So the process will be that I will work through these 9 rose windows on the soul and ask for the guidance of the roses as to which roses want to come forward to create a unique mandala of love. And through that mandala of love, I will then work an unwinding process and then a beautiful healing, heart healing activation that just is a beautiful way of working. So let's see what the roses have got to offer us as a wisdom pathway. And some roses may resonate with you and call for a deeper inquiry. And obviously, you'll be listening to this as a recording, so you can pause the recording, and perhaps if you have the Rose Oracle, you can find that particular rose and tune in and see what deeper message she might have for you at this time. Or you might want to journal with the roses. The idea is that we end up with a most beautiful, unique mandala of love for this time that is an optimized inner alignment and heart coherence process. And I will also include in the email a photograph of the completed mandala that you're welcome to print out and actually put a glass of water on the print and allow the roses to activate the water, which, as we know, we are over 70% water. And what this does as we drink the water is to recalibrate our field so that it's working from the highest frequency, alignment. And the roses, as I say, are just pure love. They have no other agenda. They are just pure love. So that if there is a rose that particularly speaks to you, it's a gift from the roses. Let's see what they might have to offer us. So we're starting with Rose Window 1, which is the original 11 roses, excuse me, that came together when I first started this work in 2010. So they work on the physical body. They work as a chakra grid on the body. And so let's see where the roses want to go for us at this time. So I'm asking, is there a rose in Rose 1 that wants to come forward for this particular group? And I'm getting a yes. And is it one rose? Yes. Can you show me which rose wants to come forward, please, with a message for the group? And it's Rose 5. So Rose 5 works on the throat chakra. So she clearing her voice, clearing her throat. So it's really interesting that this particular rose has come forward. So many of us are in the process of really aligning with, I guess, what Jung would call the individuation. Who am I inside the tribe? In my birth family, my mandala of love from a birth perspective, or my soul family. What is my voice? What is my true voice? And what we know is from the sacral chakra, which is that holds that real essence of ourselves, the expression through the throat. The throat is the higher octave of the sacral. So this is the place in which we share and voice into the world what is our knowing, what is our authentic truth about what is wanting to be spoken. So here is the first piece on this mandala of love. What is wanting to be shared? What is truthful in my experience? What needs to be said? And it's interesting, in the refinement, we know when the frequency is off, when we are being perhaps in an old pattern of people pleasing or just appeasing, rather than having to speak how we truly feel about something. And what I'm sensing from this is there is a non-negotiable in this timeline whereby the energy is corrupted if we don't speak clearly. And also a reminder that sometimes there's more power in silence. And there also is a point where there is a danger in sharing ahead of time. You know, if we're incubating something, if we're developing an idea, there is often a need for that to be developed fully before it can be shared. And so there is a danger of sharing ahead of time. Any one of these aspects to this rose may be something that is going, oh, that's sitting as a truth for me. This is the point, this is the place of truth. It's the wound of denial, but it's the place of truth. So knowing ourselves and being able to speak from that place, really powerful for this time. And as we're looking at authentic inner alignment, that feels like a very good start to the process. Rose 2 are a set of 3 roses that came to me from a trip to Rosslyn Chapel. And it's very much about sacred union. It's very much about the weave of masculine, feminine. It's about coming into that alignment with that third energy, which in the Christic tradition would be called the divine child. But it's very much about balancing the right and left-hand hemispheres of the brain and being able to come into clear sight. So let's see what Rose 2 has got to offer us. This Rose Window 2. Is there a rose in Rose 2? Yes. Is it one rose? Yes. Can you show me which rose wants to come forward, please? Master Rose 1. Now, Master Rose 1 is the divine masculine energy. It's a beautiful, beautiful energy from this rose. Very clear, creative center and almost an angelic form. This rose says, I align with Archangel Michael, I align with the stars. So this is really calling for the authentic divine masculine to be recognized and honored within ourselves primarily. But seeing that many of us have been doing work attuned with the divine feminine, this rising of the divine feminine, this reconnection with the voice of the feminine warrior energy. This is heart energy. This is heart solar plexus energy. But when we do that work, and it is always an inner work first, before that dance becomes in balance in our external landscape. What happens as we strengthen and find the voice? So here we come back to Rose 5. When we find the voice of the authentic feminine energy, our inner masculine has to come into balance, has to refine and align to a higher attunement. And this path of the roses, as I have shared it since 210, has never been solely about the rise of the divine feminine. It's about the activation and the reconnection with the divine feminine, which is purely the consciousness of the rose. But in that, we have to recognize that there is a divine masculine aspect of self, which for us as women has been programmed by our relationship to our fathers and the relationship to the divine masculine in our world, how we perceive this externally to self. And the more we can recognize that for the feminine, that the masculine, our internal masculine, is a safety template. It holds and allows the feminine energy to radiate, but be held in a very safe place. And for many of us as women, the masculine, our experience of our fathers or our brothers, wasn't necessarily a safe place. This is the calling to recognize how the inner landscape works. You know, that the left hemisphere of the brain is connected to this right-hand side of the physical body, the side of the divine masculine, or the masculine energy of activation and taking things into the world. If we look at this as the in-breath and the out-breath of God, the divine feminine is the in-breath, is the receptivity, being able to receive downloads, being able to receive the intuition. That isn't going anywhere unless it's got an aligned inner masculine to carry that energy out into the world, to find its right expression. So this is a beautiful energy for us to work with in that regard. We move to rose 3, rose window 3. What does that tell us? It tells us about the rose angels, and level 3 in the rose oracle is about the work of the rose angels. And the rose angels are the transformers for the 5 wounds to love of abandonment, betrayal, denial, judgment, and separation. And they bring us the salve. So let's see what Rose 3 wants to offer us in this mandala. Is there one rose, please? Can you show me which rose wants to come forward? Rose Angel 6. So this particular mandala is holding a focus on the throat. This is the wound of denial, and the salve of truth. Now, denial is it's got 2 aspects to it. We can experience the sense of our presence in the world being denied, you know, or our voice being denied, or our truth being denied. But what really this rose is offering us is the insight as to where we deny ourselves. Where we deny ourselves a voice, where we deny ourselves our rightful place, where we deny our truth, where we deny actually a trust in ourselves. The solar plexus is the place of trust. So we're not even trusting our gut wisdom to be prepared to speak. So it's also when we have a strong intuition about something, when we have this inner knowing and we choose not to share it. We might have some insight as to what's going on for somebody. But if we don't share it, we are denying another of the wisdom that wants to be brought through us. So this has got some interesting aspects to it. Interesting that she's come again into this mandala, calling us to bring attention to our throat. And the throat is a power center. It's one of the first senses of power that we have as small children. You know, when we decide that we don't like a particular food, we close our teeth, refuse entry. So there is a power to this particular energy center in the body. And I know that it is one that many of us are working with and clear it, to work to clear, to bring harmony. And it's the harmony between head and heart. It's said, isn't it, that the longest journey that we have to take is from head to heart. Well, it's going to have to go through this energy to be able, it's almost like the lemniscape, all right? See, like the hourglass that allows us to bridge. Yeah. So, rose window 4. Now, rose 4 is the rose bagua. So, what is the rose bagua? It's a box of 9 squares. Anybody that's familiar with feng shui will know that it's a box of 9 squares, but each hold a different aspect of our life expression. Now, the roses 1, 2, and 3, these first 3 windows, are about a verticality. Rose Bagua takes things onto a horizontal and says, what is your heartfelt expression in these different aspects of your life path? And the heart area for me sits in the center of the Bagua, what is known as the health, the Tai Chi, traditionally, the health, the Tai Chi center. It's Rose Bagua 5. So let's see which of the areas of the Bagua and these life codes we want to be able to focus on in this mandala. Is there a rose? Yes. Is it one rose? Yes. Can you show me which rose, please, wants to come forward for this group mandala of inner alignment? Rose Bagua 4. Now, Rose Bagua 4 sits in the aware area of abundance, wealth, and blessings. So she's a real golden beauty. Very likely, actually, is Golden Celebration from the David Austin roses. She's, it's just effortless abundance, right? When we hold this energy of abundance, wealth, and blessings, this is not necessarily financial. This, if we're looking at it from a manifestation from frequency, can also just be the sense of being in abundant flow in life. And that is a place of receptivity. So here we come back in to the feminine, right? This openness to receive abundance, whatever that might mean for you. Wealth. We can be wealthy through healthy, and blessings. The sense that we can just be grateful. Gratitude is a wonderful magnet. And so here's, and here's the potential. Not many of the roses in the Rose Oracle come with buds. This is even more potential. So can you open to abundance, wealth, and blessings? Are you open to abundance, wealth, and blessings? Because she's come in this mandala. Rose 5. We come back in. So having come vertical and expanded, we're coming back into center. We're coming back into Rose Ma. Rose 5 is the Rose Ma set. And Rose Ma are the qualities of the awakened and empowered heart field. So they're all I am statements. When we say I am, anything that comes after it is something that is activating. So we are going, is there a rose in Rose 5? Is it one rose? Can you show me which rose in Rose 5, please, wants to come forward for this inner alignment process for the group? Rose Ma 5. So Rose Ma 5 says, I am wisdom. This is really acknowledging the divine feminine wisdom pathway. This is connected to Sophia. This is the true essence. And again, you will notice with this one, she's not journeying alone. She's come with her sisters. She's come with her tribe. And it's this acknowledgement of self. I am wisdom. I am wise woman. And this doesn't matter which gender base you have come into. The wisdom of the feminine is what is being called for. This, as I say, this wise woman, this connection to Mother Earth, the connection to the herbs, the connection to the waters, the connection to the earth. This is a powerful acknowledgement, and it allows us to really fully acknowledge and find our voice. This was one of the roses that was so powerful for me when I was working and connecting in with the rose crone energy, this wisdom carrier. And actually, what I have come to realize that in this evolutionary cycle, so many of our children, and for me, grandchildren, have come in as an absolute force of nature. They have come in as wisdom carriers in themselves, as speakers for truth. So we can start to see the thread that is coming through this particular mandala. Because here we come in with the voice, with the throat, with this sense of receptivity to abundance. You know, the wisdom carrier knows that she is abundant. This is the path. So this may be the rose in this particular mandala that speaks to you. So we move to rose 6. This is a set of 4 roses that extend the that sense of the containment of the chakras and the alignment through the body, extended up to the soul star, the stellar gateway, down to the earth star and the Gaia gateway deep within the earth. And I see these as vesicas of light, this geometry that is formed when 2 overlapping circles create this mandala, this almond shape in the center. And this connects in and connects us with our soul star, where our fingertips would touch above our heads, and the earth star, 2 to 3 feet below your feet. There is this beautiful golden envelope. And I see the stellar gateway up above and the Gaia gateway down below as an echo chamber of this vesica. So, which of these wants to come forward for us? Is there a rose in rose 6, please? Is it one rose? Can you show me which rose, please? Which rose in rose 6 wants to come forward for the group, please? Earth star. Here she is, this beautiful energy center that is 2 to 3 feet below our feet. This rose and her energy is very much connected to base and second chakra. So there's an alignment. You know, there's like a tune in. Those of us that work with earth energies are very aware when we have entered, perhaps a sacred site, or we're staying in a different location, and what that connection is to our energy. This is very much the directive of being able to calibrate the alignment that we have to the land that we currently live on, or we're currently being drawn to. Does this expand my energy field, or does it contract my energy field? These are the only two things that the energy field does. And so the alignment is, we don't want to spend too long in somewhere where there's a contracted energy field that is affected for us, because our energy field doesn't get directed. It's automatic. It will either contract or it will expand. And it's also, the familiarity or not of the frequency attunement. Now, we can stay in places where we are beautifully aligned to the locality. But because the earth grids are changing, the node pathway on the earth is changing. The north and south node are changing. Their location have done for years. This means that the energy pulses through the earth are changing too. And so some areas become very active and some areas don't. Sometimes you're being drawn to a particular location because you are an acupuncture point of light and you're holding a frequency code that will assist the area. When that job is complete, you might not feel that you belong there any longer, which can be quite disconcerting. And I have noticed through my own life, because I have moved a number of times, that the universe in its wisdom wants my frequency alignment in a certain location, certain area for a certain thing. And as I have matured in my own journey, my own spiritual journey, my own alignment, I'm being able to recognize this more and more and not allow it to discombobulate me in the way that it might have done before. So the Earth Star is our connecting portal. It's a connection that connects us into a deeper connection with Mother Earth and the resonance of earth, air, fire, and water, and our alignment from this physical vessel into the body of Mother Earth. I'll be speaking more about that when we get to the elemental rose dragons. So, the attunement, just to be able to go and stand barefoot on the grass, to be able to do a meditative process of conscious connecting through the soles of your feet with the earth if you go out for a walk, breathing with her. So we move to row 7. The row 7 roses are 3 roses that come forward. We all remember I've spoken of the soul star, the earth star, and this is the heart star. And for whatever reason, they wanted to come in as a separate set. And there are 3 of them. And they work with the threefold flame of the heart of love, wisdom, and power. Let's see what this particular set have to offer us. Is there a rose in row 7, please? Is it one rose? Thank you. Can you show me which rose? Heart star 1. So I'm just wanting to check something. Yes. So we have heart star 1. Heart star 1 is the pink flame of love. And this rose actually came to me from the United Nations Rose Garden in New York. I did a talk for a particular group in the United Nations into 2014, just my Rose Oracle was published in June 2014, and the delivery to the USA, I had some stock that was held in New Jersey, was delivered the day before. And it was a bit winging it, but it was the day before the talk that I was due to do for the Salas group in the United Nations. And through that, and the lovely woman who was there, I had the opportunity to go into the United Nations Rose Garden. And this particular rose really spoke to me. She's a rose called Sweet Surrender. And I, I didn't know that there was any more roses to come after the first edition of the Rose Oracle. Rose 6 and Rose 7 added into the second edition of the Oracle. This rose really speaks to the energy of love, but also you will notice that there's this beautiful lavender violet on the edge of her petals. And this connects in for me with the violet flame work of Saint Germain and the alchemy of love. And this rose says, gift into me anything that is feeling too hard, too difficult, perhaps a difficult place that you are navigating to know what is right action. And this rose will say, you know, what would love have me do, be, or say right now? Because that really is the only path that she's inviting you to. So she is the pink flame of love. We then go to the rose dragons. And the rose dragons, as you will sense, are a very different energy. But Mandalas of Love wouldn't exist without the rose dragons. They are a magical alchemy piece to this whole process. So I'm moving to Rose 8, which is the elemental rose dragons. And I'm asking, is there a rose that wants to come forward in the elemental rose dragons, please? Is it one rose? Please, can you show me which rose? Thank you. So this is the elemental rose dragon of ether. And this is her. So this elemental rose dragon of ether, for me, is like a crystalline energy. That's when I tune into her, that's what I see. And she arises through the Gaia Gateway deep in the earth. And many of you will know the story of the rose dragons because I ended up 3 years ago moving to Somerset in the UK and then being guided to go to an energy centre called Borough Mump. And Borough Mump is a nodal point on the Michael Mary line, and it's the last crossing before Glastonbury Tor. And it is a powerful spot on the landscape. I'd never been there before, but I hadn't long been in Somerset before there was a nudge to go, and I followed the nudge. And it was within that experience that I'm standing. There's a chapel that is in total disrepair now. It's got no roof and so on the top of Borough Mump. And I stood in the nave of the chapel, and I heard this voice that said that we are the elemental rose dragons. We've been waiting for you. And so talking to roses is one thing. I'd never imagined that I'd be talking to rose dragons. But this was an amazing adventure of connecting in with the elemental aspects of earth, air, fire, and water. And for me, this energy rises deep within the earth. She said that at the time of the dragon slaying in the Middle Ages, many of the dragons either went off planet or they went deep within the earth. And this, because they knew that humanity had dropped in frequency to such a degree that they couldn't work with humanity any longer until we'd started to come back into a higher frequency alignment. And I think it's really telling that many are connecting with dragons now. And this, you know, this beauty reminds us of the power of the elements and the fact that the elements are absolutely connected into this very vessel. This vessel is made up of the earth, of the elements of earth, air, fire, and water. And, you know, we arise from the earth, this vessel arrives from the earth, and it returns to the earth. But it is my journey companion for this particular incarnation, this particular earthly experience. So this rose is calling us into balance. She's the quintessence. She connects in with earth, air, fire, and water and brings them up in harmony, in balance through the body. And this is a beautiful energy for us to be reminded of coming into balance. You know, earth and water connect with the feminine, the moon, the yin, and fire and air connect with the yang, the solar, the heating channel. So this is about calling us to balance, calling us into harmony, calling us into connection with the highest aspect of self and in relationship with the earth. And our last rose window 9, the celestial rose dragons. Now, some of you will have been on the journey with the rose crown piece a few years back, but I was fascinated by the crone and crown and this crown of 12 stars that is spoken of on the crown of the Great Mother. And what the celestial rose dragons showed me were that there were 13 roses, 12 around the one, a very specific geometry. It's spoken of in many areas of our ancient learnings. The rose or the feminine pathway, particularly within the Essene communities, for me has always been shared within a circle of 12. Of course, the Master Yeshua had 12 disciples. We've got 12 months of the year, right? So there are many things. You will think of many more than I can in this moment. I also know that Mary Magdalene had a group of 12 women that she had around her too, for she was also a master teacher. So let's see. The celestial rose dragons are qualities of being. They are qualities, they are sacred powers of expression in the world. And they do remind me that they still have much more to share as we come into this next evolutionary cycle. So, Rose 9, is there a rose in Rose 9 that wants to come forward, please, from the Celestial Rose Dragons? Yes. Is it one rose? No. Is it 2 roses? Yes. Can you please show me which 2 roses want to come forward to share their wisdom? Celestial Rose 7, Celestial Rose Dragon 7, and 013. So, Celestial Rose Dragon 7 speaks to us of devotion. She is asking us, what are you devoted to? Oh, that's interesting. This particular set. Oh, no. No, I'm going to have to hunt for... That's really weird. Hang on a minute. I'm going to get my other set of rose dragons here, because for some reason 013 has gone walkabout. Very odd. Hang on a minute. Let me just make sure I've got the 2 roses that we need for this. Oh, I love it. No, that's quite surreal. Hang on a minute. Let me just see if she's tucked in somewhere else. I can't believe that. There she is. She was sitting in the bottom of the pile, hiding. You'll probably understand why. So here we go. This is Celestial Rose Dragon 7, and she speaks to us of the sacred power of devotion. So she says, what are you devoted to? Are you devoted to being the best version of yourself here? Are you devoted to a particular spiritual path? Are you simply devoted to making the best cup of coffee ever every morning? Are you devoted to your children? Are you devoted to perhaps the path of art? Where our attention goes, our energy flows. So she is bringing our attention to whatever it is that we need to be aware of. That is calling what are we devoted to? And it's not from a religiosity perspective, for in focus. It is where does your energy go during the day? What are you devoted to? And we then have 013. And 013 is at the center of the wheel. And for me, she is a pure iridescent stream of God consciousness. She weaves her magic with with the elemental rose dragon of ether. These two form the verticality that enable us to be an acupuncture point of light, to bring heaven on earth here. What is fascinating is that these two roses are from the same bush at different points in the year. And this rose is called New Dawn. So she's inviting you to make sure that you are well aligned and that each day is a new dawn, each day a new beginning. So this is our Mandala of Love. I will give you a little sneak peek of what I've been creating here. And I will photograph it and send it with the email. And if you feel drawn, you have the cards, you can also, of course, create your own mandala by following this process. Or you can just print the mandala and work with it. You could tuck it under your pillow. You could, say, put a glass of water on it and energetically charge the water. There are various ways that you might find that you can engage and allow these energies to really support you. So the second part of this Mandalas of Love is about an unwinding process. So I work with the mandala and I work with my pendulum and I run an unwinding process to release anything that may have come up for you during this process of drawing this mandala together. And I invite you to just take a few nice easy breaths. Obviously, if you are driving or you are engaged otherwise at this point, please pause this. Do not do this while you are not in a place where you can just sit and receive. But we are going to be working between the soul star and your earth star. And I'm going to be working with my pendulum over the mandala to unwind anything that is ready to be released at this point. So I invite you to take a few nice easy breaths and just connect with your soul star in your mind. Just get a sense of this point of light up above your head, where your fingertips would touch if you extended your arms right up above your head. And so we're going to be working from that point and with your earth star 2 to 3 feet below your feet. And we're going to be working within this vesica, this this envelope of light. And so when we connect in with the soul star is going to gently, gently open. It's an energetic portal that is connected to your higher soul self. So it holds that coding. So the soul star is going to gently open and release a wave of sparkly golden light. And this sparkly golden light is going to move its way gently, gently, all the way down through your physical body and your energy field. And it's just going to gently, gently come to connect with your crown chakra. And the crown chakra is going to gently open to receive this wave of sparkly golden light. And the sparkly golden light is going to enter the right and left hand hemispheres of your brain, gently inviting harmony and balance, and gifting you the opportunity to release into that sparkly golden wave anything that is an old thought form, an old pattern, conscious or unconscious, that you really are ready to release and let go of, that has come perhaps to mind while we've been working this creation of the mandala. And this sparkly golden wave of light is going to move down behind your eyes, down past your cheeks, your jaw, down through your throat, and down onto your shoulders. And the sparkly golden wave of light is going to dance up and down your shoulders, all across your shoulders, saying, gift into me anything that feels like a weight, a burden, that feels heavy. Just release it into this sparkly golden wave and feel your shoulders drop. Moving out to your shoulder points, this sparkly golden wave is going to go down through your upper arms to your elbows, forearms to your wrists, and down to your hands. And perhaps just gently open your hands and let go of anything you might be grasping onto or hanging onto. Just letting it go, because that opens your heart at another level and sends another wave of your heart love over your shoulders, down your arms, to your hands, and out to the world. And bringing your attention back to your shoulders. And this sparkly golden wave is going to move its way all the way down through your lungs and your heart, through your kidneys, liver, gallbladder, spleen, pancreas, down through your stomach. Just inviting you to let go of anything that's feeling like it's got a tightness to it or a contraction. Moving down through your small and large intestine, bladder, bowel, reproductive organ, down to your base organs and down to your base chakra. Just inviting you to let go of anything that might be still held as a density in the body. Anything that can be released effortlessly and easily. Yeah. Out to your hip points, down your thighs to your knees, calves to your ankles, down to your feet. And in the soles of your feet, you've got soul chakras. And the energy wave is going to move itself out through your soul chakras and all the way down to your earth star. And the earth star is going to gently open to receive this wave of sparkly golden light and anything that you've been able to gift into the sparkly golden wave that you've been ready to effortlessly and easily release with grace. And that energy passes through to be met by Mother Earth, who's doing a happy dance to receive what we've been able to release, because she can turn it back to fragrance, beauty, and blossom. And I'm going to invite you to take your attention back up to your soul star. And there'll be 2 more echo waves of sparkly golden light that are on a mop-up mission, just to pick up anything that might be loosened and can be released. And they're going to move all the way down through your physical body, your energy field, and right out through your Earth Star and be received by Mother Earth. And the pendulum is just beginning to slow down and pause. And it's going to gently turn clockwise. And it's going to start to wind in all of these pure, high frequency energies that the roses have brought forward for this mandala. And I'm going to invite you to just bring your attention to your breath. Just feeling the breath moving in and out of your lungs, in and out of your body. And just visualizing that breath, that air, as luminous white light. So that with every breath in and out, you're breathing in luminous white light. So that with every breath, your lungs are filling with luminous white light. And you may notice that your heart is also beginning to fill with luminous white light. So it's got like a sphere of luminous white light that's filled with these beautiful, pure love, high frequency codes of the roses. So your heart becomes a rosy mandala. And I just invite you to see if you can become aware of your heartbeat. Beautiful pulse of life within you. And if you can imagine dropping a small pebble in a pond, that there'd be ripple waves moving out 360 degrees. So, with every beat of your heart, there is a ripple wave of this luminous, rosy heart light that is moving out 360 degrees through your body. And it's kissing every cell awake and filling it with luminous, rosy light, liquid, plasma light, and reminding it of its original blueprint for optimum health, vitality, and happiness. Every beat sending another wave. And if there's anywhere in your body where you're holding any tension, any contraction, density, discomfort, pain, you can direct a laser beam of your luminous, rosy heart light to that particular area. And just feel it gently softening, oscillating in that area. Reminding the body at a cellular level of its perfected geometry for optimum health and well-being. And the pendulum is just beginning to slow down. And coming to a pause point. So I invite you to become aware of the weight of your body sitting on the chair and your feet on the floor. Feeling the support that the chair offers your body and how you connect with the earth through the soles of your feet. Feeling grounded, and present. And then take a beautiful, easy breath in and out. And open your eyes with a big, big smile. I do hope that there has been something there that has caught your attention, or that was a helpful or beneficial process. The roses are so beautiful to work with. They have no other agenda other than to gently guide us home to ourselves. So if you feel drawn to find out more, there will be some links for the website. If you feel that you might like to learn and work with the roses, connect with them at a deeper level, and be able to do these mandalas for yourself. They actually work really well when we're trying to resolve an issue, when we're looking to find answers, and also, of course, perfect for managing our own inner well-being and alignment. Wonderful too to be able to make grids for family and friends. And the roses offer often a somewhat left field view of what might be causing a blockage or a misunderstanding. And the unwinding process works on many levels. So thank you for being part of this. Thank you for walking this path. And you can find more information on mandalasoflove.com or rosealchemy.com. Or, of course, you can always email me or message me. Much love. Bye for now.